So families, welcome back. It's your boy Andre, and I bring to you a very informative news today. So something happened between Bougouni and Bamako today. Bougouni is located on the southeastern border of Bamako, which is the capital city of Mali. So JNIM had a planned ambush, of which, based on their thinking and planning, they believed that their ambush would be enough to cause a blockade.
Allahu Akbar. He, Mukhtar, he, dadam yota, dadam doman kamta.
But ladies and gentlemen, what was not a blockade, that was an obstruction, ended up being a tragedy for the JNIM today. Early today. So, I mean, what I saw today was very beautiful. It's a statement from the Malian Armed Forces that their resilience is second to none. Now you can see from the video, the terrorists are shouting Allahu Akbar. They are doing a lot of things, They are expressing their, misinformed ignorance, right? They are just expressing themselves the best way they can. And if you notice what they did, right? They were not they were not really prepared for the smoke like that. They actually shot the tankers, right? Now, it was not like they initiated contact with the tankers. There was an explosive that was already booby-trapped on that road. So immediately detonated. The primary strike led to secondary explosion. And because the tankers were close to each other, and petrol, highly inflammable, it's just continuously, ignited. And after some time, the convoy stopped. So the JNIM dropped the information on the social media through Brand Philip instantaneously that, oh, there is a fuel blockade and all of that. And they were celebrating it. Okay? Because their sponsors and, their apologists were very happy. The radicalists were so happy. So, because, somebody asked me on this platform yesterday that, is there still a blockade? Right? And remember, we used to say something very clearly on this platform that they can wait for a long time, okay, just to make sure that they carry out one single attack. But now I have to make something very clear in this operation, okay? So when they attacked, imagine, how can you attack very close to Bamako? You stand zero chance. Because majority of the command control center of the Malian Armed Forces is in Bamako. They have a lot of troops in that place. So, I mean, the troops that were actually escorting the convoy came down, and ladies and gentlemen, a close combat exchange ensued between the Malian Armed Forces and the terrorists. Don't forget, the Malian Armed Forces actually deployed recon drones in this type of operation. So they were able to identify the location of these terrorists. And ladies and gentlemen, in this operation, every single weapon capability that the terrorists brought to the line of contact was recovered by the FAMas of Mali after a fierce exchange of fire. According to credible information that we heard, they said this exchange lasted for over 45 minutes. The FAMas were able to come out on top. Now, the 45 minutes I'm talking about, it wasn't like maybe the FAMas were on defensive, then they go on offensive, then they take over. No, they neutralized. So they continuously searched for the ones that were still hiding. and they made sure they cleared every one of them out. We've actually said it before that the terrorists, they don't mind. They go to the line of contact without a very, very good protective gear. They go there to die. It's like they are ill-minded. They are misinformed. They are misguided. How can you go to the line of contact without a bulletproof? They believe in the theory of the, 72 virgins. And ladies and gentlemen, the farmers did not bat an eyelid to deliver them, and they set them free from their misery. So in this operation, all the jihadists that were involved in this operation were neutralized. Ladies and gentlemen, the objective of the Malian is to make sure that they get the fuel to Bamako. Now, according to further information that was given to us, the Malians started carrying out several surveillance and reconnaissance operation along this route to make sure that any remnant that they have in this location will be completely neutralized. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this operation? But lest I forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at the type of capabilities that were recovered today alone, so you should know that it's not just one person that got neutralized. There were several terrorists that got neutralized in this operation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the weapons. So you can see that the Malian Armed Forces have actually transformed from the conventional fighting capability to full operational capability when it comes to, the non-conventional warfare. And ladies and gentlemen, everything that the JNIM and their apologists and their founders came to, talk about, it actually failed. And here comes Malik Konate. They started dropping videos of the farmers, and, the Malian taking fuel to different locations in Mali and all of that. But initially, they started promoting that information of the failed ambush. They thought it was going to be successful. And immediately they discovered that it failed very woefully. The next thing they did was, they started trying to posture around as if they were in support of the Malian state. Ladies and gentlemen, this is war. And in war, you fight. I know a lot of people must have been discouraged by the video that the JNIM dropped this morning. But ladies and gentlemen, you know why you should not be discouraged. The farmers of Mali actually released a statement addressing this issue, confirming the attack, confirming the ambush. The farmers equally dropped the information about the countermeasure they put in place to be able to avert, the ambush. So, ladies and gentlemen, job well done by the farmers. Secondly, there is another beautiful information from Burkina Faso, because yesterday in Gomboro, we actually dropped the information about the Burkina Armed Forces destroying a command control center of the JNIM in Burkina Faso. But you see, from the information we received, we did not really get the full update on the number of KIA on the enemy side. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today we were opportuned to get the actual number of the KIA on the side of the JNIM this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a show of devastation from the Burkina Armed Forces. Like, if you've not seen the video, go to the Telegram channel and check it out. For those of you that have the goal to kind of, you can take it. When you see it, you won't be you know, disturbed, right? And if you don't want to see it, it's fine. It was a lot of KIA, and all their rifles were completely recovered. And when you look at some of these elements, you would actually see that these people are not from the Sahel, probably from Libya. You know, I mean, it's just so shocking that we exist in this time. But we have to be equally be thankful that we have some people in the AES that are making sure that they pay the price for every other person to have peace. So we must all be thankful to the people of the Sahel, to their presidents, to even their citizens in diaspora that are equally helping to make sure that they support this fight, that they provide enough logistics so that this fight can continue. Because the project is, to me, is a project Africa. If they want, for every destructive mission, right, that these people, the funders of this terrorism, for every mission they carry out, they give it a code name. And I'm telling you, don't be surprised if sometimes they will just say, oh, it was Project Africa, or Operation this, Operation that. And it was Arab Spring. There is always a code name for everything. When Israel attacked Iran, Operation Rising Lion or something like that, they always give a name to everything. But ladies and gentlemen, the Sahel has decided that this is where the battle will come to a standstill, and this is where the enemy forces will fall. So it's an opportunity for me to say thank you for the people of Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali. You guys are doing a very, very fantastic job. As long as you are a citizen of that country, I mean, you are doing a very, very, very fantastic job. You guys are not just soldiers. You guys are lions. You guys are not just ordinary. I mean, you guys are really, really the strength of the collective Africans right now. We all are proud of you. We're proud of the fight. We're proud of your resilience. And that is why we have no other thing to do than just to support you. Ladies and gentlemen, they've done the heavy lifting. All we just need to do is to support. And for everyone all around the world that continues to support this fight, man, all I can say is thank you and God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we draw the curtain for today. It's your boy 7200 signing out. Enough said, but before I go, you already know what it is. I want to say thank you to everyone that came up on our live session today, those that donated. I mean, we're really, really thankful. We are grateful. Thank you and God bless you.